Hello, dear friends. Let's talk today about the 7 trends of our time. How can you deliver in a certain way your thoughts? How you can adjust yourself a little so that everything works out. Make your life really easier, fix your karma and get rid of the huge number of problems. Meet let's go points since love for yourself. You go again, the same thing. Back to the school in the second quarter. Yes, this self-love means knowing yourself, not that we love ourselves. When we meet some of our extensions or the expectation of other people, self-love is this. First of all, when you know yourself as you are, with all your strengths and weakness, you understand them. Yes, you didn't force them out, you work them out. You know them and turn out their strengths and weakness into your own right. This is quite realistic. This is exactly what we should strive for. This is the modern trend. Therefore, if so, see all physiological spiritual school, they do not lead us to some state of non-existence. I am not in. It is easy to escape into the void and pretend that you don't exist and throw you away and I don't exist, but this is wrong. Yes, you are, you exist, and if you give birth, you make sense already. So that's why when we live from the point of view I love myself regardless of whether he loves me or not, then we have the opportunity to manifest and realize ourselves. That is, I think that the starting level is, if I talk a little more about the aspect we usually love ourselves. When we are loved, then this is precisely the problem of the majority, and we have astral movement center. We exist, we have the right to life when we are loved, when we approved, when we are expected, gathered. Okay, yes, I was born, and the very fact that you already exist, let's turn on those. In the first second of this film, I was born. Everything you already have value, real value, and so is. And it's not necessary to collect these likes of the approval and acceptance for you to live. So it turns out. At first, this is completely normal. We can waste a lot of life or a lot of years on this during our life. You thought someone else loved you, wanted to be loved. You took out. You don't earn this love. You deserve it. You bought some things. You went to the gym and you did everything to be loved. As a result, you get some kind of love. Let's agree on everything that you have already received from this enough. Yes, Father, that's where you begin to love yourself, regardless of whether they love you or not. That's why when this trend continues, if you know yourself, if you accept yourself, understood yourself as you are, you don't deny, and part of yourself, you don't deny you. Don't fight with yourself. You don't curse in connection with this. Yes, there is. You already have the concept. When you love yourself, regardless of whether they love you or not, you have freedom. And here is a very important point. They will always think something about you. They will think badly. They will judge. They will envy. They will compare. They will wish you some nasty things. Okay, these are thoughts. Yes, they are, as long as you receive it. When you love yourself, whether they love you or not, depending on whether they love you or not, they are depending on what is about you. They will think and your energy will take it in. Yes, this course of condemnation, envy, evil eye, and if you stop depending on this opinion of others, just grow inside yourself. This is what I am. I am being when you love yourself, no matter whether they love you or not. And if suddenly someone starts to think badly about you or commend him, then energy simply falls off from you, yes, and returns to him. Let's say you haven't achieved this yet. Natural level, when everything flies away from you, when you can just for yourself make a decision mentally. If someone thinks something about me, these are his thoughts and they have nothing to do with me. Have 100 of your thoughts to yourself. It is you. Something wrong with you. Head, this is your karma. This means this is your life. I don't bear responsibility for this. I don't stay away from this. Worse or better, I am who I am. I love myself. Now, the second one is very important. Moment, responsibility for others. We most often take care of others so that get approved from them. Yes, we are returning again to that level. I, myself, I love it when people love me, but it's really only unconditional acceptance, unconditional care for another person without expectation, that is. I simply love him, simply because that I love you, or just because you are good, yes, or I just can't help but care. This is just unconditional love or unconditional acceptance, being when we already have this self-love inside us. When it means if we cannot reach this level yet, then we begin to take care of ourselves. That is, before, what do you take care of? That is, so he tells you that you good, then maybe I'm good, or maybe you not. Yes, it is. First of all, with pleasure, I brushed my teeth, drank a cup of coffee, take a bath, in general, do something for myself, and even then, value appears. Then you can really take care of another person with pleasure, without expectation, the unconditional love and acceptance of a person with all his worries appears in you. As it is, that is, you are already giving your energy without expecting to receive anything in return, which we are immediately in connection with this. We receive unconditional well-being and fulfillment of our desire, because this circulation from us of this real positive energy begins because usually we love when we are loved. Yes, we give when we feel good, when you, me, you know this is normal. This is what I'm sorry about. Yes, the Jewish approach, what do I care about? It will be, and here you are already, just realizing energy, of course, because take care of yourself already inside. This is the basis of self-worth. Self-care means taking care of yourself. But it's a big check mark, and let's begin further about responsibility. Let's try to transfer responsibility for everything happens to yourself. Well, it's called a little by little steps. Let's say you do something, you do that, who is to blame for you all the time, and that's why something is wrong with you. It turns out, if you let's return some basic responsibility, that you were born in the wrong place, you had the wrong parent, you weren't given an appropriate standard or living, and so on. And that is, very many of us live with us even if we come from very prosperous families. We have something to get to the bottom of our parents. Yes, because that they are responsible, no matter how old you are. There must be some such things with us. Mean responsibility on yourself, okay? Means what you and I have to do. We don't blame our parents. We don't blame the state. We don't blame our relatives, the planet. There are phase transitions, evaluation of other people and everything that let's do this. If we can't forgive them, we can accept, okay, they are just they are. They couldn't do it any other way. What they did was good, and look how well I grew up. Thanks to this. Move from the past to the present right now. Yes, I am like this thanks to this. It's called that somehow the past will be changed by that I. That is, it turns out what we accept then as a kind of foundation. Even if I was some kind of difficult, of problematic relationship, of difficult living condition, this is accepted. How cool, and thanks to this I have become such a son. We already have the energy of gratitude, we already have acceptance, and we stop coursing our past in this way. We stop coursing our life. This is the root of which, rudely speaking, we will germinate with you, and then we will have the opportunity to no longer course ourselves. Now, as you are, there is going into the future, and we get the opportunity to have this future. You understand how it's all interconnected. There is a responsibility, yes, transferred to you. What do you decide? How should you feel about it? They are good and not bad. Yes, they are. Are they beautiful, or are they really to blame? It is up to you to decide. You can change your mind about them, and any moment there is no need to jump around him and dance with tambourines. Persuade yourself, oh, no, how unhappy. Why do you want to be still nest that you were born in the wrong place and in the wrong condition? You don't have a golden spoon in your mouth, maybe as much as you like in this someone blame, yes, or you can say, okay, yes, it was good, yes, stop, move on. And this is where responsibility comes from, responsibility for what you do, what decision you make, and for you to move on. It turns out the responsibility begins with that. We stop blaming and condemning that we have someone for us didn't do something, and then we have the opportunity to just move forward without looking back. It's not that our energy goes into the past, but we receive a colossal resource of positive energy to go further. Next, in the second condition about responsibility, taking responsibility on yourself for everything that happened in your life. Well, let's say you're married. You really like to naturally shift responsibility for the happened to you or your other half, or on your child who need to grow up to do something for you. So we just feel the responsibility that we shift to another person, and when we shift, he is responsible, we are offended by him. We are definitely dissatisfied with him. We definitely fear for him complaints. We condemned him. We look for shortcoming because we necessarily have another expectation that what we need a person gives. We don't accept him as he is. That means we imagine now that we have this expectation, yes, we have this application of responsibility. You must be like I need it about the children, yes, you should be like I want. No, you don't have to do anything. We are taking it right now. We are feeling what we are taking away. This is a responsibility placed on your child or on your beloved, or beloved, we take it for ourselves. Why is he nothing should now interesting? How should I treat him now? What is simply so to love or something how interesting? Well, let's try it now. Do it. You feel this responsibility that you are shifting onto the person that he must be somehow. He must grow up, earn, stand up. This your responsibility, which it's shifted on him with this expectation of yours. So we feel it's there, and now get ready with me now and take a deep breath and take this all responsibility is a person you are, and all this responsibility is now inside you. And how you now look at this man. There is just a man with 2 legs, 2 arms, pounds and tail. He just exists, and he is beautiful the way he is, and he is good in himself. You can just like that love. How cool, in short, try to do this technique. This free from the spoiled karma of this poisoned expectation, and will give you the opportunity to shift responsibility to yourself. Means great thing begin with small step further. Let's go. And I always love to build closed system. Point number 3. In accordance with trends, we need to become an open system. What do you think about the World Cup? This is a speech date. We always have some boundaries with you. Protection obstacles are very vulnerable because we want good and we get bad. Yes, that is. We always seem to underline well. We very often protect ourselves from that bad things without taking them into our life. It's good because we are vulnerable, we have pain inside us, some heavy matter that we are afraid of. So that here is ours. Watch the previous video, there is just about that their 3 most basic problems are well-told resentment, guilt, regret, so here it is. We are trying to hide it inside ourselves and defend ourselves. While we defend ourselves from opportunities, we protect ourselves from some new people coming into our lives. Fortune to that, we earn more money or become more successful, meet love in our lives, and develop further. So, others for a simple reason, because we have something inside to protect. So, the first thing we start with it, we begin to dismantle the internal rubble that's what we protect this without ourselves. We are our sore spot. We are his button. With these buttons, we are quietly starting to work with them because for tone as little possible of these problematic heavy matters. And when we have these matters, it's really getting smaller. We are becoming an open system. You know how it's the cartoon, it comes out, come in and comes out. And then we have this circulation. We begin to trust God, we begin to to trust life, we have a system. This abundances as a consequence of this open vital circulation. Yes, energy, but we can't imagine. We can pretend. I'm so open, so closed, because I'm sick here, yes, here is hurt, I have displayed some kind of resentment here. I feel guilty, but that is all I am. Well, it turns about that. It's a lie for the lever of evolution, and I must all come to an open state. Our energies of purpose were calmly manifested in the energy system through us. Our creative ability and all the forces with which each of us is simply overwhelmed. That means we are starting to sort out the rubble. Welcome to the online academy. We will quickly sort it all out from you. Well, further, point number 4, which you can easily turn on here and now include gratitude, open heart. It's very difficult for us to give thanks because we want to get it, and when we get it, we find something to complain about, that something wasn't delivered, or this no time to please. So this is the story about gratitude for what we have. Here is how to pacify our own, this is internal control, pride, expectations that we make us unhappy, attract bad karma. Look, it turns out the more expectation we have, the more anxiety we have that we won't get them. Yes, and the more bad these very expectations happen. Yes, that's okay. If we now agree for ourselves to say thank you for what we have, say thank you to the person who next to you as he is. This is a feeling of gratitude for what he is, and even for some little things, not because you want to say thank you to him, because then you will get something from him, but just know how to gain. I give an example from a Russian classic cartoon in which there is the dog run around with a big bouquet and gave this bouquet to everyone for no reason. That's all this story about, just like that. Just gratitude, little by little, it can be turned on big starts with small, to be grateful in the morning that I woke up to the day. Sunshine, what you see, I don't know. The bus driver who brought you there, just like that, inside myself. Yes, grateful, would be grateful to answer, grateful to what surrounds you. One can thank you. I don't know, the furniture, the chair, the coffee maker. There is. It's simple, and then it is a very strong attraction of new people to you. Turns on opportunities, and this is the energy of luck. Because when we talk, there is such a person. Here he comes. With him, everything is just the way he wants it. Everything happens, so this is the degree of luck. It's not like he is under that was born by some star and was somehow conjured there. He has a lot of just this circulation energy. Hearts. This thing is called an open heart. It's not just the inclusion of universal love, like I love everyone, but when I see a living person, I am ready to strangle him that he doesn't meet my expectation. Exactly this open heart, the circulation of heart energies, begins with the simple practice of gratitude. I hope you will do this. Write to me later in the comments. How did you feel the difference begins to put in a good way? This is the 5th point, my dear, for which we need to prepare. This is readiness to change. Here we all conservatives from the world can't. But we all need everything to be consistently White House with the fence run to some goal, stop, glue your fines and wait when the last day comes. And I used to cling to some stability, to hold on to it. And when we are deprived of this stability, we are very, very different. Life itself is a change. You wake up every day. Your body is new, which is now already yesterday. It was different. You are different today. Your different energy has already changed. In one day, you know? How in the book about Alice was asked, "Tell me please, yesterday, Alice." Say, "No, I don't know about." I can't say anything about yesterday's Alice. I can only answer for the Alice that I am today. So here we are. We are constantly changing. You and I will cling to ourselves. Some kind of static, yes. We have yes, that is, I'm like that you have already changed. No, I'm such a life from us will self knock out this static attachment of ours to ourselves. This means that every day you can completely wake up and tell me how I am today, how I feel there, and what my mood is, what are my desires, and even this simple one technical inspection as you are today, even if something is bothering you today, something is upsetting or already upset. Yes, that's how you are today. You don't have to always be a completely happy idiot. You have things that worry you. Okay, that's how you are. Tomorrow will be different, but don't cling to yourself. How can I always be like this? Happy, I go to the same spiritual practices. I am unconsciousness. Yes, you unconscious. And here is the thing about the fact that you are like that today. Yes, tomorrow you will be another. The day after tomorrow you will be third. And this is our opportunity to ourselves to give these opportunities for change. Without any attachment, it's bad when we have some kind of hanging authority on wall in a frame that we hung for ourselves and said, I should be like this. If I'm not like this, I'm bad. Why do you need this? The course itself, first of all, you are different. You are in a different body. You are a different soul. You are just different. Absolutely. You can be like, or you can take some things, yes, but you cannot be an exact copy of someone. You are not a copy. You are a copy of yourself. Therefore, this freedom from the desires to tie oneself to some standards, go to some standards. If a step to the left is a step to the right course of reproach yourself with this. We categorically tie the knot and also allow ourselves this opportunity to change. And that is our life. If you have reached a house with a white fence, then we are going to the second house with a white fence, then the third house. There is a white fence and then a all village, a city for in general. Yes, there is. There are many of these. And we never go to everyone. We stop because if we stop, then we die, because we should never stop inside. So we often think that now I will reach some goal, I will earn money, I will pay off the mortgage, I will grow with the children and then die. It's time. This is the story. Why is our life ending? Because we stop. We stop at something and everything goes further and further as if the world it ends. Let's not stop. Let there be all carriage of these houses and all city in your life. A settlement of houses with white fences. That's why we cross constantly move. Don't stop and allow yourself to change 6 points. Good left figure out and habits. Habits eat good, there are bad habits. What would you and I do without habits in general? I think it's a habit. The things is very good, but it depends on what you train yourself to. Train yourself to be happy, teach you to be happy, teach you to be unhappy. You will be unhappy, teach you to smoke. You will smoke and a habit can be developed. You can change it. It can be cancelled now. Look if you understand what you need. Some reason leads you to evaluation, make you independent from some kind of suffering or worries, then you leave it. Yes, there is. Pay attention to any recruiting thing in your life. Yes, it should help you become better. Go forward, upward. If something make you more heavy, lacking self-control or so on, that is, it could be bad. Food may be harmful, like smoking, maybe some kind of addiction, from some kind of gambling or I don't know, a card game or a habit, sit with friends on the mount, crack seats, yes, for example, you never know what. Do you have bad habits or laziness is also one of the habits. That is, you must understand yourself, and that's it's a habit formed in order to help you at a certain point in time. If you now understand that from this habit is something that you do regularly, it's time to get rid of automatically. This is where the coolest thing that starts to work in this appears, and the rhythm of our appearance are customs, because simply suppressing a habit is in incredibly difficult, and difficult because it's necessary compensates our complements something inside the what. Some kind of replacement must be made. This is, for example, you are used to lying there after lunch, and here you are after lunch, getting used to a 5-minute walk around the house. Everything is fine, your body is very fast. We'll develop this new habit. That's why we should have these habits. No matter how much we fight with all this habit, this is how you know the affirmation of ourselves, unconditional reflexes that will be subject to you and again every time. When we show will toward ourselves in some small things, for example, standing in the same time and go to the bed at the same time, well, it would seem that what's wrong with this? This is a fit, this is a will, and when you have a will, then your wishes begin to come true, simply because you want. The universe hearts that the beauty of training yourself of habits, but training yourself on habit should not be so. That's how come I promised myself I wouldn't eat there anymore and add some buns again. Or, I'm bad, I cannot do that. Okay, well, I ate a bun. Okay, tomorrow I won't do everything. That is positive reinforcement. Never scold yourself. In short, that's when you refuse buns, you developed a lot or will, and then you wanted a new one, a job, and you now have a job because you have a will and you desire. The universe hearts all your wishes come true simply by the very fact that you wanted it. It's clear that's why habits you can play well and earn the will. We develop useful habits for ourselves. We don't become fanatics so that everyone around us must follow our habits. For example, you become a vegetarian, so everyone around you should become completely vegetarian. Not necessary. Let them eat their cutlets with the sausages if they find them so convenient. That is, without fanatism. The last point we have with your reminds there is, I think you didn't expect. But I want to tell you the last point is loneliness. Sometimes loneliness is useful and it's very necessary. It means because when suddenly you understand that you are alone, it means that you are moving somewhere in the right direction. It means you are already something, have changed in yourself, and something old is falling away from you before it reaches you. Wait a little time, and new people will be attracted to you in accordance with you and you. Now, what composition do you have now? You don't have to run along the wall. Oh yeah, I'm alone. She left me, how bad I am, he left me, thanks God he left me. Even sooner, just thank God, let's remember all our past divorces and separation and betrayals, and then it turns out that everything is for the better, right? That means when things work like this for you and me, the love of universe is something falls off from us. Yes, then I should have already fallen off. You're realized like a new life and you are further untied with another person or with another system. That is, well, it's impossible to push you with this previous growth into the new bright life. That's why the old falls off further. You are alone for some time enjoying yourself. Love, understand yourself, realize what's wrong with you, happens over these years or months or whatever you had. Yes, everything is as you know. Top managers of a corporation after changing job, this is what they teach in business schools, actually in London as well. I will tell you a secret. It means they say right way. If you are lost one job as a director of a large corporation, it's always evaluate myself, rethink the experience, and not chant that I'm unhappy. I do not live up to expectations. I am bad. You are beautiful. You did what you could. Yes. Now you have a descent, quiet rest. You were given parachute. That is, you stay and you comprehend now you have become on your own new stage because of this. This period of loneliness is sometimes delight for us. Between relationships or between work, between friends, we blame and try to return to the pack how to attack to the yourself. Some already doubt. All. Yes, there is something else. There is something that has already died off. We are trying to get back to ourselves, attached. Yes, well, Well, in a week or two, we will understand what we should understand. Now everything, and then the gates open, move correctly, and this is a very good sign that everything is fine with you. The old one is falling off, new things come, and so on this everything. Well, there is still a lot to tell you today. But for today we finish. Thank you very much. These were the 7 trends of modern evaluation. If everyone will apply at least one of them, your life will change significantly for the better. If only I could see you were on channel about please subscribe to the state, like and share our information with us, and go to school in our academy online. Bye bye.
Пока.